Hey all. It is Tuesday the 14th of April. I am mostly in the normal spot anyway. It's not really been that long since I did one of these. I was very late last week, and I figured I was also busy again yesterday, and I was like, well, there's not really much point in doing one. It's only really been like 5 days. So, I was gonna, well, do this today instead. Um, uh, in the last like 6 days, I've not done a tremendous amount. I've had some uh like family stuff going on that's been fairly time consuming, as it often is. Um, and I had a long form, basically full afternoon into the evening kind of game that I ran on Sunday as well. But the main thing I've done is I have finished Ludus Maximus, this month's one-page adventure, which I'm very happy about because it means I can start pressing ahead on next month's one as well. Um, it is in like very early concept phases right now. I'm not even sure 100% if I'm going to use that idea for May. It's called Slime Sunday. And I mean Sunday as in ice cream, not Sunday as in day of the week, though I may end up tying in some amount of sort of pun into that as well. I don't know. I have like loose ideas. I don't know if they're going to work. Frankly, there's a very good chance that they just won't. But we'll see. I have no idea how that's going to go. Um, yeah. Um, I'm pretty happy with how Ludus Maximus has turned out. I've had somebody, give it a read through. I've obviously got to proof it a couple more times, which I will do later on during the week, or during the month, should I say? I will. Well, I guess I might, proof it again this week, but realistically, I'm probably going to wait until you know the week that I post it. Still waiting on proofs for Atop the Dragon Summit. They should be arriving soon. Um, but ideally, within by the end of this week, preferably, would be nice, so I can get ready to start, like actually publicly advertising it and talking about it with a concrete release date is ideal. Um, my hope is to release it on the 24th, with a backup date being the 1st of May. I would also be fine with doing as well, just the Friday afterwards. I wanted to put it out this month, and the 1st of May is, I mean, that's close enough. It doesn't really matter. I'm not on that tight of a schedule. I've got a lot of stuff I want to release this year, but releasing an adventure a week late later than I wanted to, or a one day after the month I wanted to release it in, it's fine. It doesn't matter. That's where that's at. Um, I later today, because I literally finished Ludus Maximus right before I came out to film this. Um, Later today, I'm going to start making notes for the last of the Nimble adventures I am currently working to achieve. Um, I have like a starter adventure series, I believe I mentioned last time. I sort of rejigged what specifically it's about, but the general structure of, for anybody who owns the Nimble GM's Guide, it will be of comparable structure to the starter adventure that's in that. The verdant, I forget it, green something. I forget the synonym for green, and um, I forget that the name has completely escaped me. But it'll be comparable in structure to that, is what I'm looking at. Me and Evan spoke about doing a jailbreak scenario, which sounds kind of cool. Good way to introduce people to a game is by starting them with literally no gear. Is you know, that's pretty good. You can literally teach them about gear in session one. Sounds pretty great, actually. I'm really here for that. Um, but yeah, that is kind of what I've been working on and I'm about to work on. Um, the other thing is that in-person game on Sunday, I believe I spoke about this a few weeks ago. I've been for quite a while now, with a little bit of help from Joe Wilson as well, working on a Pokemon TTRPG. And I ran the first session of it. It's not really like a playtest. I'm not really looking to like release this because, for a number of pretty obvious reasons, I can't. Like I probably could release it for free. Um, like I probably could do that. I would, without getting into any legal trouble. But it would still, it's still like a grey enough area where I'm like, I don't wanna I don't wanna risk that. You know, like I don't wanna get my shit ruined for that. And yeah, so not highest on my list of priorities, but we'll work it out. I it was really fun. I was a little skeptical. I thought it was going to be a lot messier than it was, especially because it's in a bit more of a sort of sketchy state. I thought it was going to be way too much cognitive load for people, and it really wasn't. Like it kind of demands a degree of understanding about how the core series mechanics work, but like who the fuck else is going to be playing this TTRPG? Like those people for the most part. Um, yeah, it was a little on the heavier side for like me as a GM, but that's a lot of that I think was just down because I hadn't run it before. Like I tested it a couple of times, but like it was really fun. It was really fun. I'm not sure. I don't remember how much I've spoken about it before, but it basically runs off of it. Like mechanically works very similar to the core series games, with a bit of feel from like the anime thrown in. Like you can dodge attacks, you can like brace against attacks as opposed to them just hitting and doing a static, fairly static amount of damage. It's a bit more variable. I found a few like holes in the system that I would maybe want to patch up. Of like the Pokemon stats are very swingy. One of the I'm not going to get into the super in the weeds with this, but one of the first Pokemon that they fought was an Onyx, and one of Onyx's core components, the big rock snake guy from Generation One, is that it most of its stats are really bad, except its defense, which is ridiculously high, and against a bunch of like level at the time like level 11 I think Pokemon, they the the one person in the group who had only physical moves, or I think two people in the group who had only physical moves, just couldn't do anything to it, and they had a difficult time, to say the least. Apologies, someone is doing like gardening work, like just down there, and wanted to make sure he wasn't gonna get closer or anything, which he does not appear to be doing, so that's fine. Yeah, it was really successful. People had a really good time. We're playing again in about 2 weeks. For those who may be interested, I'm using Sinnoh. I'm setting it a fair bit in the future. I think it's been like 20 years since the main series game happened. For those who are interested, or who would care to know, it's really fun. If I get to the end of playing this and I think it's fun enough to share publicly, I probably will. I'll tidy it up a bit, make a PDF of it, and share it publicly for free on itch probably, because I mean it has to be for free. Again, like a Japanese lawyer will teleport into my room and strangle me to death. Otherwise, I will be killed immediately. Shigeru Miyamoto will execute me by firing squad. I can't be having that. That's I like my diaphragm unpenetrated with ballistics and such. Or just diaphragms are organs, body, whatever. You understand the joke I'm making. Yeah, I mean, going forward, I'm gonna be pushing on for the next set of like published adventures to be getting ready. I believe AJ is going to be she has been sort of in like a cycle of like getting ill and getting better and then getting ill again lately, which is which sucks. Hopefully she'll be get better soon. But her hope at least is soon to start working again on The Spire That Sinks, which is her published adventure. I have another one that is like basically needs like some revisions going, but the writer is currently very busy with basically his final year of university, which understandably takes precedent. Uh, who would have guessed? So which one of those is going to happen first, and which one's going to get like bumped back? Maybe to like the end of the year or something like that. I don't know. We'll see basically. Um, on my end, I want to keep like tinkering away with design stuff. I've mentioned before I'm missing writing adventures, like full adventures. I have a hex scroll I want to write. I want to start writing it, but it's too early to start writing it. But yeah, it's okay. Some guy just pushed a pram like very very close within hearing distance. I was, but it's been weirdly busy around here lately. Like the holidays are over. Like people, like, there should be less people, and there just isn't. There's seemingly just infinite people. I should maybe come like earlier in the day or later in the day. Hmm. Not sure how late this place closes this time of year. Because there's a point where it closes real late. Coming out here at like 8 p.m. does sound real nice. It's not sure if it's quite warm enough for that yet, but spring is just about here now, as you can, you know, see. Uh, but how consistently it'll stay, we'll see. Um, yeah, I say the I am hoping that in sort of Monday next week I'll have a bit more to say, a bit more to report on, a bit more that I've been able to get done. I've had a very sort of hectic up and down last few weeks, but I have been able to sort of catch back up on a lot of the stuff I'm working on. I've got some long-term projects that I'm making very, very steady progress on, but not really anything to specifically report on per se. Like I have a long-term like 5e project I've been hired to edit for that is still like ongoing, some tariff stuff, some like it's like it was meant to be a Kickstarter that went live gosh, sometime last year, and now it's probably not going to be kickstarted this year either. Like like American politics, and I mean America, the continent politics, not specifically. I mean mostly the US, to be honest with myself. But um, yeah, it's yeah, I think things are just kind of trucking along, and I'm making steady progress on those things. Um, I'm falling a little behind on that novel that I'm editing for somebody, but I'm not so far behind that it's like unsalvageable. It's another one of those like I need to get to a point where I sit down and over the course of like a week I spend multiple hours a day like catching up and getting ahead of where I should be right now because I'm like a little bit behind. I basically have until August to finish the first half of the book, and I will, if I do that aforementioned like sort of sprint, if I'm talking using like dev terms or whatever, then that is achievable, very much so. But yeah, that's the general place I'm at right now. Um, yeah, I'm not much more to say, I suppose. So I'll probably leave things here. I need to go buy rice, and I need to get back and make some notes on these nimble adventures. And there's probably something else I should do today. I think I've got some stuff scheduled in for tonight. I like to work at night. You know, do 2 hours of work starting at like 11 p.m. Feels good. It's nice. Yeah, I think that's mostly what I've got going on today. Hopefully people are having a easier time getting stuff done than I am. But yeah, I will hopefully be back on Monday. See you then.